Everybody, I want to start with a story that I just heard the other day that I thought was really crazy interesting, and it goes full circle and it brings back into everything that we're building into episode 8 here. So there was a 16-year-old boy, and he was on the set at a film for the movie Gladiator, and he went up to Russell Crowe at the time, and he asked him for some career advice, some acting advice. And, Russell Crowe gave him his spiel. He gave him the advice that he sought out. Well, fast forward 12 years later, Russell Crowe is working on the Man of Steel film for Superman, and come to his shock, that boy he met 12 years ago was Henry Cavill. Everybody, episode 8. Let's cut right into it. The impressions and the inspirations that you leave behind others can be long-lasting. That's why I wanted to start with that story with Henry Cavill, because I don't know about you all, but Henry Cavill has done The Man of Steel. He's done The Witcher. He's done The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. He is a big-name actor all across the world of movies, and it was that one thing that he heard that had carried with him on that he never forgot from what Russell Crowe told him. The inspiration that you leave behind in the others, the impression that you leave behind, that thing's forever. It's long lasting. And that's kind of what I wanted to bring in here is, where did your fire start? Where did that start? Who or what was it that made you fall in love with drill? Maybe it was a coach. Maybe it was a performance you saw that got you hooked on it. Maybe you finally learned that skill that you've been itching for, and you finally got it, and you just keep moving for it. That's the thing that keeps me going. That's the thing that I hope everybody gets from not just from me, but the legends that are coming along with me, because I am so shocked with how much Jackson Rainwater has blew this thing through the roof for me, because and it's not even about me. It's like I said, I want to tell these guys stories. It's all about them, and it's all about you all too that are listening, because if Jackson Rainwater is that guy that you look up to, that you hope to be, that next level driller, that you inspire to be him, or you inspired to craft your style based off him, I want you to think back to those things. I want you to think back to this and the things that he's saying and the messages that he's giving you here. You can't just expect to move with speeches. That's not how we operate here. The difference between inspiration and motivation is that there's a spark that gets you started, and the discipline that will keep you going after the spark fades. This kind of ties back to what I was mentioning last time about practice. Inspiration gets you to rep 1, but habit will get you to rep to 1,000. Keep that in mind, right? Inspiration versus motivation. What are you hoping for? You can't just expect to get out there and say, hey, I got this. Great, I'm done. No. How are you mastering your craft? How are you getting to the next level? What are you doing to level up? That's what this is about. Inspiration, motivation, determination, habit. All different things, everybody. Keep that in mind. Don't just lose sight of what you're going for. Don't lose sight. Like I said, this thing could have ended a long time ago, but every time I put something out there, every time I talk to the next person, I just spoke to Octavio Martinez the other week, which was crazy in itself, because this guy came up to me, shook my hand, had no idea who this guy was. He's like, oh man, Mr. Edward, I really like what you're doing with the podcast. I was like, oh man, no way, what? Oh, that's cool. And had no idea. And then if it wasn't for the woman that was next to me, that was like, oh, that's Octavio Martinez. I was like, that's the guy? I was like, oh my God. I was like, get him back here. I was like, hold on, let's run that back. And it's stuff like that. It's interactions like that keep me fired up, that keep me going, that keep me wanting to do this thing, not just for myself and not for the legends. It's for you, the listener that's listening. And it's weird kind of getting that recognition, becoming the inspiration. The shift from admiring someone or just admiring someone else's routine into realizing that now you have other cadets or you have post-high school drillers that are now watching you in a way. It's kind of weird how it comes in full circle. It's an interesting thing. It's crazy to know, because I see these other post-high school drillers and they talk to these guys who are up and coming, and they're like, man, you're going to be the next thing. Like, I spoke with a kid from Central Catholic. This kid's a sophomore, and he's drilling at a high level already. And I told him, like, dude, I was like, I know exactly who you are. I was like, you are drilling at a crazy level. I was like, you need to keep it up, because I guarantee if you keep on that path, it's all going to come your way. And he's like, you've heard about me? I was like, yes, I have. And that's also kind of my job, because if I wasn't trying to be inclined in the drill world, I wouldn't be doing my job well. So I'm trying. But just being able to become that inspiration for everybody, being able to be that voice, it's different. It's weird. It's something new for me. But I can guarantee you that some of these other guys that are these drill legends, I think that they are starting to understand too that it's kind of like what Uncle Ben told Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. And now it's like, oh man, like I'm not just Matt Wendling. I'm not just Rob Zyko. I'm not just Jackson Rainwater. Like I am these influences in this realm where people want to know who I am. And to be able to have that image and have that impression for these younger generation, it speaks volumes on not just them, but their characters themselves. And inspiration comes from our failures, not just our successes. We've learned this. A tough loss, a bad season, or a moment that anybody can have, you can easily stop. You can easily just end it. I know for me, my first solo was never pretty. I fumbled everywhere and I was all over the place, but it easily could have stopped there. I easily could have said, you know what? I did not like that pressure. I did not like how that felt. I'm just going to stop where I'm at now before this thing gets too intense. But it's from what you learn from those failures. It's from what you learn from those things to keep you going. It's the failures that help inspire you to want to be more successful. Don't just stop at a bad routine, or don't just stop at a bad loss. You're not done. And I hope that no one's done by just a one-time thing. Because if that was the case, everybody, I would have stopped at episode 1, because I listened to that thing and I'm just like, Jesus, like I can't believe I sounded like that. And so I hope you all listen to it regardless, but just understand that there was me then and there's me now, night and day. We're two completely different Edwards you're talking to right now. And we all know that it's not the trophies, but the process. And it's hope that inspires others. I don't think anybody really intentioned on doing this thing and intended to be this 2-day celebrity at the Daytona Beach, or they're this drill icon. I don't think that was ever anybody's real intention. I can't imagine anybody going back home and be like, what? I want to be the Tiger Woods of drill. I can't imagine them saying, I want to be the LeBron James, or the Michael Jordan of drill. Like, I don't know if that's weird to say or what, but I don't think that's a thing. I hope that your inspirations aren't the, I want to win like him, or I wish I could be him. I hope your inspirations are, I want to work like him. I want the work ethic like so-and-so. I want to be able to learn what it takes to do this from him. Those are the things that you should be inspiring to be, making your own name for yourself, leading from the front, and driving your own path. Inspiration is everything that I believe has brought into episode 8, because I did not expect the kind of reactions. I didn't expect the feedbacks that I got from doing this episode with Jackson. The drill pad itself has exploded since I've done this interview with Jackson Rainwater. And I believe that's solely because it's him. There's no other way of saying it. Jackson Blade Rainwater is a drill icon in this world. And as much as he calls himself a 2-day celebrity, he is obviously significantly more than that, because if I wasn't putting his face up on the Instagram as much as I was, I don't think it'd be getting as much attraction as I would be. But nonetheless, Jackson has become such an inspiration to the drill world and to myself that he's convinced me a little bit more to come out of my shell, and a little bit more to try to see if I can tickle the idea of coming out of retirement. But, well, like I said, we're not telling any secrets yet. Everybody, episode 8, part 2, I am excited to give you your world drill champion, tandem champion, group champion, Jackson Blade Rainwater. And from winning a solo title, it's all about trusting yourself. Now, winning a group exhibition title requires trusting everyone else. What did you have to change with you and your group to make that transition? Because as a soloist, it's all about you. But now, even as a post-high school driller, obviously you have to come up with a brand new routine from scratch. You have to make sure it's at a level to where everybody else is able to perform it. What was one of the lessons that you had to learn to make that transition?
So, being in the military, one of the biggest things that we learned is you're only as strong as your weakest link. And everybody in drill, no matter if it's at the highest level or the lowest level, everybody has that thing that they're not good at. I suck at doing anything that is like the mirror reverse drill. I suck at like doing a half beat with my left hand. So I'm not good at left-handed stuff. So in the group, if an idea like that came up, we would have to have a group conversation of like, is it worth me learning to do this with my left hand, or can we fit something else in that will work for everyone? And everybody on our group this past year everyone has those little things that they just dread. They hate. Some people hate throwing aerials. Some people hate doing shoulder tosses. So the biggest thing that you have to change to make the transition is being able to communicate with what you individually are not good at when an idea is proposed. So that way everybody could be on the same playing field. We're not trying to do something that's sketchy for somebody, that we are working together. And that kind of, for group, it's working together to build something and to create a show, unlike the other groups that have gone.
How difficult or how tedious was it to make a routine from scratch? I mean, because how many of it was 5 or 6 of y'all?
5.
So it's 5 of y'all, and obviously it's yourself and some of the best drillers that are out there. Just to be on River City itself, River City is recognized as probably one of the groups that has some of the best talent that's out there. When you're bringing that group together, is it kind of like do y'all go to a whiteboard and be like, oh, this, everybody's like this, these are the things that we all want to hit? Or how did that brainstorming session?
So we were very thankful that the year prior, they did a group of 4 people. So we kind of shout out to Nariah. He did a very good job with the routine construction from the group prior and putting everything together for this group. So we took ideas, and the hard part, I don't know how much you've tried to build something for 5 people. It is the worst. A 5-person formation is the worst thing to build for. Making it look good at all angles through the area was a challenge in itself. If we had one more person, it would have been a little bit easier. But exactly what you said, we met in the apartment that they live in, their conference room that has a whiteboard, and we sat there and brainstormed like 15 different formations, and we did do we like this one? No, erase it. Do we like this one? Yes. Okay, we'll move that over. Do we like this one? Yes. Okay, we're gonna keep that one. And we did that until we had 8 of them. And then we knew that we wanted to use the same walkout that the group from the year prior did. So that we did the same walkout. And we knew that from point A to point B, we end point B in a straight line. From this straight line, how can we go to report in? And so we looked at the figures that we had drawn on the whiteboard, and we said, we like this one. So when we got together for practice, we used that whiteboard, we got it down to the 6 different formations that we wanted. When we went to practice, we knew the walkout, so we did the walkout. And then we worked together. Nariah did some, Johnny did some, Ethan and Solomon, we all combined, and we got ideas on how to move from the straight line to the next formation, and from that formation to the other formation, and from that, so we pieced it together based off the formation pictures that we had. Instead of trying to go out there as 5 people to just randomly doing stuff, we used the figures that we drew to get us from start to finish for the group this past year.
I like that. That's exactly how I draw the same formations for my high school kids. Kind of just saying, we got plan A all the way to plan Z. Plan T doesn't work. We're going to go to plan S, and we're going to transition this way, that way, and so on and so forth. It's brainstorming.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that was probably the best way to have handled it. I mean, obviously it worked because we won, and I'm starting to sense a pattern here where we like our walkouts. And
yeah,
I spoke with Alejandro a few weeks ago, and he told me about his adventure going to San Francisco and performing at a Golden State Warriors game. He mentioned to me I mentioned to him that there was another team out there that got to perform at a soccer game. And I was told that was River City. And I think I found that routine on YouTube. How did that situation happen? How did y'all advertise yourselves, or who reached out where to be like, hey guys, we're going to a soccer game, and it happened? What did all that?
So actually, we've done the soccer game twice. One of our friends, Johnny, the original founder of River City, is really big into soccer, and they were having a military night. He knew about it. He's been going to the same soccer stadium for a long time. He reached out to them. We figured it out, and he got it done. And then the year after, they emailed us. We did not reach out to them. They emailed us about coming back to the same military night. Unfortunately, the rain, so we had to do like some video for the halftime. The video turned out pretty sick. And then actually at 6:00 today, after we finish this, I'm going to meet up with the guys because I'm not sure who reached out for this one. We're doing a show at our local baseball team for 9/11. They invited us out to come out and do a performance. So it's 5 of us going out on September 11th to do a performance on the diamond, which will be pretty cool.
Awesome. Is it, you said baseball?
Yeah, it's like the step below MLB.
Okay, I was like, are you about to tell me you're about to perform at a Cardinals game?
It's Louisville Bats.
Okay.
Louisville Bats. I wish it'd be pretty cool, but we're working our way. I think the next thing that we're gonna try cooking is a halftime show at at the Louisville basketball game. But we'll see.
That's awesome. I mean, still like to get you guys' names out there, and Alejandro compared it to Kingsguard, and I mean that's exactly what it is. You guys are putting on performances for the local community, putting it out there, and making drill a part of the community. So I mean, I think that's super awesome. I mean, you guys need to keep getting y'all's name out there.
I hope that we keep building momentum to do this stuff. I think it's cool. We're not to the point yet, but we're almost to the point where people are reaching out to us to do performances. We've had a couple that we're trying to line up in the future, but I think it's really like thinking back on it. And I'm sure everybody that's a part of a group that have performed somewhere can feel this way or has felt this way. It's almost surreal to be in this position to go out and be able to perform a sport that I love doing in front of a crowd that has no idea what they're looking at. And it's hard to put into words how cool it is to do these performances and then go about my daily life and people will be like, my gosh, you're that guy that did the performance at the soccer game last year. And like that kind of stuff's really cool. It's not like the weekend at Daytona, but it's cool to be recognized for like the obscure hobby that we all do.
Yeah, and I'm doing this with River City Drill and getting out there, world group champion. And obviously you guys have been a tight-knit group for some time, but for everybody else that's doing like these other groups like Sin City, there's Lone Guard, there's all these, I'm just
Flow State, I'll give it to them.
Yeah, there's Flow State. Like the more I'm starting to get deeper back into this world, the more I'm starting to realize how big these groups are becoming. And I want to know, what do you think separates River City from everyone else? Is it, do you think it's the talent, the chemistry? Do you just have really good leadership over there? What do you think is it that makes River City River City?
I think for this past year specifically, every group, no matter who says, there's always some headbutting, always, without fail, no matter what. No matter if you're the best friends, no matter if you all have worked together for 15 years, there's always going to be headbutting because somebody might not like something else. Somebody might like this more and somebody else hates it. But for this past year, I think the biggest thing truly is the preparation, the chemistry, the leadership that we have, and the talent that was on the team. I don't think that I think we were doing 2 practices a week for a lot of the months leading up until Daytona. And then we changed it to 3. And then we changed it to 5 days a week, getting out there and repping the group. We now have leadership. We have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes for our team. So we keep each other on the same page and keep each other accountable. But the chemistry, we all hang out. We don't drill and then that's it. We hang out with each other. We're friends. We go out and do stuff that's not drill related. We talk to each other. We help each other out. We have each other's back no matter what's going on. We're all a close group of friends that all met through drill and just happen to like each other and happen to like this really obscure sport that we do. So this past year, the prep of the 2 practices a week, 2 days a week, into the 3, into the 5 days a week, the being able to go through or run through and have somebody mess up and be able to reset, not be upset with each other, being able to communicate that we don't like certain things or that we want certain things to change. To make a good group, it's the combination of everything. I think from the outsider's perspective for the group that we did, they saw River City go out there, do a spectacular performance and walk off and leave. But there were many obstacles that we faced leading up until that point. So the obstacles that we faced, we overcame because of the chemistry that we have with each other, the friendships that we've made, and being able to communicate with each other. I think that's the communication between the group members in that performance was the big thing. Being able to say, hey, I can't make it today. Send me the video. Hey, I can't do this. Can we look at doing this? And being able to make sure that we're all on the same page. That was the part that set us apart. And not to mention that we have some of the most competitive rifle spinners in the world here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Hands down. It's with any good relationship, there has to come communication because, I mean, and that goes for anything that if, like you said, it comes with teamwork, family. I'm sure your fiance would like to know what you're doing from time to time too, because I know when my best friend and I, if we plan on getting up and going out for a drink or something, and I just get up and leave, and when I come back, my wife will be like, "Where the hell were you? What's your problem? Like, do you hate me?" And I got to go through this whole Latina battle with her and have my kung fu ways and make sure that I can defend myself against the chancla kind of thing. Because, like she, and it took me a minute to understand that I'm like, what's the problem? Just hanging out with my friends. She's like, you just got to talk to me. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll be better at that. And I have one last question for you, Jackson. At least these are the questions for me, at least. Years from now, when somebody studies the rainwater routines and your career, what do you hope they take away from? And it's not just about your skill, but more about your approach to drill. What do you hope that they take away from that?
I want first and foremost, when people go back and watch my performances or the routines that I've made, I want them to be able to say to themselves, I can do better. I think everybody needs to have that drive in them to want to do better than someone that is on top or someone's routine that was on top a few years ago. I want them to be able to tell themselves that they can do better. What I want them to take away from my approach to drill, I want anybody listening, if you are been in drill for a while or if you're just starting out, get the basics down first, making sure that when you throw a double flat, that your double flat is flat and it stops and it doesn't move. Making sure that when you're stepping out, you're stepping in that 30-inch step. You're driving your heels. You're showing that you've mastered the basics before you picked up the rifle. I think going back and studying a lot of the top people now, including myself, mastering the basics first before chucking the rifle into the air is the most important takeaway if someone were to go back and watch what I did or what I am continuing to do.
That's awesome. I preach that to my kids all the time, that doing the triple, the quintuple spins are great. They look cool, but master your basics first. Understand, really dissect and break down how that weapon moves before you start just chunking it in the air. And I definitely think that after today, I'm going to go back to watch your videos and relook and dissect everything that you've done in the past. But I would hope everybody does the exact same thing and they go back and really hone in on your message there, because I think that is super important as well. Get your basics down and then your love will start to level.
Do you care if I get on a soapbox really quick?
Do it.
I want people to know that drill is not the only thing out there. That the military, and this is why I really don't advertise that I'm in the military. The military is not the only thing out there. Make sure that every single day you get to wake up and breathe fresh air, that you are bettering yourself every single day. Whether that's today you woke up and did 10 jumping jacks and tomorrow you want to do 15, or today you walked a mile and you want to walk a mile and a half, make sure that you're challenging yourself and living your life the way you want to live it. I am very thankful for everything that the National Guard has done for me. I'm graduating with my nursing degree in December, debt-free, because of the military, and I'm very thankful for them. But there are other options out there. Go to trade school, go to college. If the military's and you want to do 20 years and retire, do it. But make sure that you are living your life for yourself and for nobody else. That's it. That's my soapbox.
I think that is well said. And I want you to give these lessons. I want you to let everybody know your story and what you think is important. I have my stepson who's about to graduate, going to the military, and I've told him so many times, because he's going to the Marine Corps, and I did the Marine Corps. And I'm like, dude, don't do this for me. Like, walk your own lane. He's like, no, this is what I want to do. I'm like, I get that. I know you do. I just want to make it clear, live your own life. I was like, if you want my respect, if you want this or whatever it is you want, you got it. You have it. You have my respect. I was like, don't do it because you think you need my approval, because you don't need it. And I will tell this to anybody else that, just like yourself, that is listening. Your own path, find your own level of success, and like you said, be your own person, be better than you were yesterday. So if you got more Jackson, by all means, freaking you let me know, and I'll give you as long as you want.
That's my soapbox. I think I love drill, and I love it. I love every aspect of drill. I love competing. I love the people. I love the family that I've been very fortunate enough to have. I have coming up, they don't know this yet, but there's a lot, like 5 of the 6 of my groomsmen and my best man are all drill. My brother obviously has to be in there, but the other 5 are my brothers from drill. They haven't been asked yet. They haven't been asked, so
they don't know it. It's coming.
They don't know. And I'm saying this, I think they'll know who it is, but I have brothers that I love and I would do anything for because of drill, but there is more to life than drill. You step back for a while, you lived your life, you're coming out of retirement soon to come compete at Worlds, but there's more to life. And I want people to realize that, and not, if they don't win at Worlds, that to be the end of the world, like winning Worlds is great, but there's also more to life than the World Drill Championships and spinning a rifle. I love drill. I'm not going to step back. I love competing. I'm going to keep doing it, but making sure that you understand that you need to live your life the way that you want and the way that you are wanting to spend the rest of your life, whether that's drill, whether that's teaching, whether that's coaching, whether that's going on into your career and selling all of your stuff, like making sure that you're putting yourself first and your family and your friends, and making sure you're dragging people with you to be better people.
Right there. Freaking standing ovation. Everybody get outside, go do your push-ups, go run a mile. And I preach that. I think I don't know how many times I've said it on this thing already, that there is a life of the rifle. There's a life outside of the weapon. You just got to get out there and go find it. When I'm not doing this, which, like I said before too, this thing takes up quite a bit of my life now. But when I'm not doing this, I'm on a golf course.
Hell yeah.
Or I'm outside, hanging out with my boys. And just like yourself, I challenge everybody to find that thing that's outside of drill. Love it as a passion. I love this thing. It's a forgotten love that I rediscovered. And as much as you tickle the idea of going back into Worlds, we'll see.
You made up your mind. That's all I got to say. You made it up.
We'll see after, because I have yourself, and I don't want to give out my last couple guests because I haven't secured them yet. But if I can get them, we'll see where it lands after I talk to them.
If you're not convinced after Winling, and you're not convinced after me, I don't know if you're going to be convinced.
Man, no, I'm not going to say it here. I don't know yet. and we just got over a segment about just getting out there and having a good time. And I'm like, I want to have a good time, but I don't know. We'll see.
I understand. I get it.
I appreciate you, man. So, okay. I have 4 people that message me through Instagram that have something to say to you, and they also have a question. This first one comes from a Darsh Chavan.
Hello, Mr. Rainwater. My name is Darsh Chavan. I'm a class of 28 at Cloudbridge High School and a rising junior. I'm a Navy branch. My question to you is, how did you push yourself to learn new things while conquering the fear of failure? I know it sounds dumb, but it's a genuine question I have. Also, I love your drilling style so much, and I'm trying to learn a segment that you've made yourself at all service. Thank you again.
How are you pushing yourself past that fear of learning new things?
So before I get into that, I want to say, as long as you are being appropriate and as long as you aren't texting my phone number, you can always message me on Instagram if you have questions. If you need help, send me some videos. I just got an email from somebody that sent me a couple videos and asked on how to do it proper. I'm going to get back to him soon, but I'm very slow at texting back. But if you message me, I promise that you'll get a message back. So if you ever need assistance, I am like you said, I'm an open door. I'm an open book.
Office hours, people. Office hours.
Yes. If you message me at 1 o'clock in the morning, that's fine, as long as it's appropriate. If you call me at 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have a different conversation, and you're probably going to get blocked. So for me, I'm very lucky because Johnny, one of my closest friends, him and I was a little bit worse than him back when we first started this thing, when we first started drilling together. And having him there that's a little bit more skilled at that point pushed me to be better and better and better. And then I went to drill competitions and we played. It used to be called drill. It's called something now. No, it was horse. Then it's called drill now, but horse, where we did these crazy moves, and that is the best way I learned. Somebody would throw something I've never seen before. I would attempt it and sometimes get it and sometimes hit myself in the head. There's a video of somebody solo where you can see me in the background throw like a 5 over the head. Then the video turns and then you can hear the rifle hit me on top of the head. But you shouldn't look at drill as failure. If you can't do a move and you're struggling to do that move, it's not failure. You train to do the move. You're not failing anything. You are trying a new subject. When you started math in grade school, you weren't the best at math. But after training and training and training and learning, you got better at math. Drill is the same way. You don't fail at drill. The only time that you fail is if you quit when it gets hard. That's when you fail yourself. But if you're just attempting new moves, do them. You are not failing by not catching that move. You would be failing if you gave it up.
Right. I was going to pivot, but you said it at the end. I would say the only time you're truly failing is if you're not trying.
Yes, I agree.
As long as you're out there trying and as long as you're, practicing and learning, you're not failing. A thing for me that always helped doing like hard moves too was you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you buy an empty PVC pipe. They have those PVC pipes that are, I think that are just maybe a little longer than a rifle, but I mean, you can cut it there to roughly the size and just go home and practice with that. And I think you spend maybe $5.
To be honest, I have it in my room right now in my office. I took one of the heavy Christmas wrapping papers and put a wooden beam in the middle of it and then put a lot of electrical tape around it. And I spin with that in my house. So
that's good.
It works. I've been doing the wooden pole is a new invention that I just figured out not too long ago because I kept breaking them. But now this one I've had for like probably 4 years now. So we're rocking strong.
As long as it's, safe on the inside and you get that itch out of the way. I talked with Rob Zyko where he's like, you're going around the local Home Depot or something and you see that stick.
No. You didn't say stick. You said shovel, and I thought you were mad.
Well, if you haven't tried it, people watch it. You're going to see a bunch of videos on TikTok or Instagram later where it's a bunch of kids going to Home Depot or Lowe's picking up shovels. But if
you started it, not me.
No, you're right. But I promise you, if you go to Home Depot, or Lowe's, there's a specific squared face shovel that you pick up. It's somehow perfectly even in the center. You can do a port spin with it. I promise. I'm not lying.
Well, I don't know if that's something I'm going to try. I'll take you for your word.
Awesome. Okay, so this one comes from an Ian Santana Ortiz.
Hello, my name is Ian Santana. I attend Westport High School in Ocala, Florida, and I'm a part of the class of 28. And my question, I had 3 actually. It was, where do you get your rifles? How much do your rifles normally weigh? And finally, how do you perfect and practice over the head spins?
And when I asked him about, is there a specific rifle that he had in mind? He said the one he's referring to is the one that you used during your duel performance with John.
Hold on. I'm not sure which rifle that is. Hold on. I'm looking it up.
Yep.
I'm doing my research, so I don't want to give wrong information. But I can't start with the over the head. For over the heads, it's slowly building into them. Making sure that you are going and working up to and not doing something that's out of your wheelhouse. So if you've never thrown a triple OTH, but you can't throw a clean double, don't go for a triple OTH. Work on the double first. Making sure that you're doing the reps. I think the biggest thing with drill is reps. And when you're setting your arms to do the OTH like continuous, making sure that you are setting it to where it's flat and then going into the OTH with your left hand. It took me a long time to get them to where they are, but if you can do a single, like the continuous left hand in front of you, you can do the over the heads. You just got to slow it down a little bit, and then the speed will come after you practice. And then the rifles. Those rifles are the blackened, they're chrome in the video, but they were the black daisies, the original daisy parts that we took with hand sanders and started at like 220, and we hand sanded them all the way up to like in wet sand, and then sealed them. So those are black daisies that we hand chromed and hand polished ourselves for. I used the same rifle for the solo that year. So it takes like a week of like 2 hours a day hand sanding them. Yeah.
Right.
But at the end, they are mirror finish. Better than chrome, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I just looked them up right now. Those things look sick.
Yeah, they did a lot of work. If we took those apart and you look at the middle was black. We didn't even mess with it. But the parts that you can see are the chrome parts.
That's awesome. I have a question. So I didn't get this guy's name, and God, I'm sucking at my job, but his Instagram handle is Willis_drill.
Yeah, William Baresh, I believe.
And you already know the guy. Freaking shout out to Will.
All right, my name is William Burrish. I just graduated from Bentonville High School this year. And my question to Jackson Rainwater is, how did you get so proficient in bladed drills so quickly?
So, but back in, I'm going to say it because it was almost 10 years ago. Back in my day, putting stuff on the end of your rifle was not a big deal. So I never drilled bladed in high school. There's a place around us called Great Wolf Lounge. When I was a kid, we went, and the premise of Great Wolf Lounge is you run around with wands and do these quests to upgrade your wand, right? So as I grew up, like 8 years later, when I started drilling, I had this wand that was roughly like bayonet length. And so I chopped it, I taped it on, and I drilled with that for a long time. Well, not when I started drilling. Let me take that back. Like junior or senior year, I put like a plastic brittle wand that I drilled with for a while to get the understanding of the length. It broke on me like a week later, and then I did not pick up anything until I graduated. And once I had graduated, the biggest thing for proficiency with a blade is mastering stub, being able to do all the tricks stub. And then when you put a blade on, you essentially start over. So when you put a blade on, you do double flats, you get those proficient. You move into triples, you move into quads, you move into whatever tricks. Like if you are very proficient with a stub for a Floridian, you put the blade on, you slow it down a little bit, and you get comfortable with doing the drag, and then you can start throwing the Floridian. If you are talking about like a Centino behind the back, you get proficient with that stub first, and then you can put a blade on. The premise of this is getting very good stub and then putting the blade on. Too often now people are not proficient stub, putting a blade on, and not as good.
Or not as proficient.
Yeah, their drill is worse bladed because they did not master stub first.
Right. No, that makes sense. I mean, I've never personally drilled bladed, and I bought one just to try it.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's different. I was like, it's definitely the weight distribution's different. Trying to do moves, and then trying to do a move and forget that the blade's there, and then you have an extra 2-3 inches, and that thing just hits you upside the head because you forgot that, oh, that's right, I got a little bit extra length here. So it totally changes it up.
It's hard. I would say start out with something soft. Like get used to the length. Get a piece of wood and tape it on the end. Like get something that can mimic the length. And if you're scared of a blade, or I also used to use I have an NGA training bayonet that I used for the first little bit to truly like master the stuff without having a point, so I didn't get stabbed.
Yeah, that makes sense. So my last question comes from somebody I think that is close to home to you, but I want to see if you can guess who these people are. So this was their full question. They said, "Why is he the best ever? And we love him?" Question. So I think what they meant to say is, "Why is he the best ever?" Question, and we love him. Any guesses?
I have no idea. Dude, there's so many people around me. I have no idea.
It's true. This comes from the Windling clan.
It does. That's awesome. That's awesome. Matt has been such a big inspiration in drill. I don't know where it is anymore. Matt wrote a book about drill and how to improve solo drill. I read it before I competed, like 4 months before I competed 18. I don't know if it was the book. I can't really say if it was or not because I don't know how the judges judged that day, but I won that year. So I think if you all can find the book, or if Matt listens to this, he should make a post about his book that he wrote, because I bought a paper copy many years ago. I don't know where that thing is anymore. And it definitely step by step breaks down how to be better.
Everybody, the secret to winning any solo drill now is you make it your mission to find Matt Windling's book on drill.
Dude, it's a very short book. I hate reading. I read the whole thing twice. It was very insightful for somebody like me that was not prepared for what went behind solo drill. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind drill besides spinning a rifle. And that's not, we can get on the podcast in a later episode and we could talk about other stuff, but
Most definitely.
That's too long of a conversation to have right now.
Yeah, it's when I was going through the Marine Corps and when I was starting my martial arts training and I made it all the way to my black belt, I had one of my instructor and we were learning knife techniques, and we had these taser knives that we were training with. and everybody's freaking out. Nobody wants to get sliced, and we're all trying to dodge and quiver and duck and everything. I don't want to say, because I'm not quoting Matt's book, because I didn't even know he had a book, but I'm gonna go look for it now. But one of the things that my instructor told me was the sooner you accept that if you get into a knife fight and you accept that you're gonna get stabbed or cut, the easier the fight will go. And it's philosophies like that where I kind of bring it into drill too, because it's if I kind of accept that, the possibility of getting hit is there, the fear of it kind of goes away. So I can only imagine what is in Matt Windling's book, and I'm going to pursue the internet to find it. If you ask him,
I don't know anymore, but I remember he had the PDF, I guess the original, I don't know if it's his original copy or not, but he'd sent out the PDF to a couple of to the guys back in the day. So he may still have it. I hope he does. It's a good read.
I hope so too. Freaking everybody, if you get your hands on this book, let's make this thing New York's #1.
It's
no gatekeeping around here, Matt. We know better.
There's a lot of stuff that he wrote about that I implemented, and it sets you apart. For sure.
Jackson, I have had such a blast having you on this thing here with me. I've gotten to know you so well, and I'll go back to what I said in the beginning. I would very much consider you and I friends, and I'm glad to have more of you guys under my arsenal and making this thing only bigger, because I want the word to get out there. I want drill to get mainstream. You are one of the biggest influences out there in the drill world right now, and I say this every week, but I can't think of having anybody else better to suit my goal and having you on this thing. So I appreciate you and your time and us making this work together, man.
I am very grateful to have been on your list of people to talk to. I've been listening. I saw that you've been making posts, and I respect what you're doing and putting the time in to try to make what our little sport is into something bigger, and getting these guys and gals that have been in the shoes of some of these younger cadets, I'm assuming cadets, or some of these post-high school guys. I've been there. Everybody that you've talked to so far has been there. And the biggest thing is to keep moving forward. Again, like we were saying earlier, the only time you fail in drill is if you quit on yourself. And I'm honored to have been a guest on your podcast.
I appreciate you, man. And I want you to be able to take the reins from here, and if you don't mind closing this out.
Most people will never understand what it takes. The hours, the sacrifices, the bruises, the failures, all for a few minutes on a competition floor. This is a world where perfection isn't expected, it's demanded. A world of intense formations, razor-sharp movements, and exciting beats that get the crowd tapping their feet. The difference between a winner and a winner practices until they get it right, a champion practices until they can't get it wrong. And yet, despite the talent, dedication, and passion, drill remains one of the most overlooked competitive activities in the nation. That changes here. This is where the stories are told. This is where the legends are remembered. This is where the future of drill is built. I am Jackson Blade Rainwater. Welcome to the Drill Pad, the voice of the drill community, the home of champions.
Third time's the charm.
Golly.
Once again, Jackson, it's been so fun. It has been great having you on this thing here with me representing the Drill Pad. Do you have any last shout outs that you want to throw out there to anybody or maybe someone special?
Shout out to everybody that supports me. Shout out to River City Drill, and a special shout out to my fiance Elise. I couldn't do what I do without her.
Elise, you are the power behind what Jackson Rainwater is putting out there. And to everybody else out there that's listening, if you're a high school student, high school grad, post-high school driller, pro driller, whatever you got out there, I want to know who you are. I want to get your story out there. If you have questions for the next driller, let me know so that way I can ask them. Everybody, email, Instagram, TH3 Drill Pad. Everybody, take care. You're all dismissed.